All right, here we go. 11/17, November 17th. Oh, wow. Almost to Black Friday. You got 1 week left. I just got an email from one of the video companies that I subscribe to, and they're really cool. I should use them a lot more than I do, but they have these like video templates where you just plug your content in, and then you've got a cool little promo video. And it's pretty neat stuff. I know a lot of people struggle with the whole video creation thing. Excuse me. It's a lot easier when you've got a company that has provided, they've done all the hard work. They've done all the, all the putting the templates together, putting background music in, putting the stock video footage, and they make your logo fly in place. They make your message fly in place, and it makes it look like, you've got a professional video editing studio working for you. And they're pretty cheap. You can get these. I think I pay $100 to $200 a year for the service, and it just sits there, and I rarely use it. I should use it a lot more, but I've made some really cool videos, over the last couple of years, and I've shared some of those with you guys on here. So cool stuff. But we can
put the link to that service in the chat here so we can go check it out.
Yeah, sure. Let me pop up my email here. I'll plug it in there for you. Let's see, there it is. It's Wave.video. So let me get the okay, so we'll plug that in the chat. If I can find the chat, they keep hiding stuff on me here. There it is. Okay. There's the link in the chat. Like I said, I've subscribed to the service for a couple of years. I actually saw it at Traffic and Convention or Traffic and Conversion a couple of years ago. Thought it was cool, signed up, didn't use it for the first year. The second year I renewed automatically, and I'm like, shit, I should probably use that thing since I'm paying for it. But pretty cool stuff. Let me pull it up here and I'll show you what it's all about.
That'd be good. I've found a service where it's $99 a month, but what they give you is just a whole crap load of templates. Any one of the templates, that you could make a automotive dealership out of a dentist's template. So that's not the thing. But what it does is it builds a 30-second video for you. All you do is you put in a couple of things at the beginning, and it builds out a 30-second video, and then you can crank out a dozen of them and pre-sell them, to dentists or whatever for, $300 or $400 a month to automatically upload a new video each month to, and then they have a proprietary display network to send it out to that actually has 30% more locations than Google Display has. So
okay.
That was an interesting service. I haven't gotten it yet because I don't do 30-second commercials yet, but if anybody does do that, that might be something. I'd be happy to share the link if somebody'd like to see that. But I want to see what you got, John.
All right. Well, this is Wave.video, and they've got all kinds of different templates in here. I'm going to go to my projects here and see 2 years ago. I guess that was one I was working on 2 years ago. I thought I had other stuff in here. All right. So anyway, I guess I don't have stuff in there to show you. I must have deleted them out or something. But here's like the Black Friday templates. So this is like an 8-second video. Just very basic stuff, but you know, if you don't have the capability of doing that, you don't have the background music and, you know, all that stuff, then these are pretty cool. Here's one with the ocean. So you see how they work. They're not real elaborate. They're not, you know, not real fancy type of stuff. But, you know, if you need a little quick video to drop into Facebook or YouTube or whatever, and you don't want to go and pay for video clips and all that, this is actually just a banner template. If you just need a banner. So they've got banners, videos, all kinds of good stuff in here.
How much is this, John?
I'm thinking I might have got some kind of a grandfather deal. I pay like 99 bucks a year for it. But
Hey, they don't have, John, like if we went and combed it, they don't have anything that comes up as a sales page or a sales deal later, do they? Remember the Guru? I remember the Guru when you taught me how to save a ton of money when I bought Guru.
Yeah. I haven't, you know, I've had this for so long. I don't really remember. This is like the first time I just got this email the other day about Black Friday doing a video. And I'm like, shit, I should really put this thing to use. But here's the pricing, like 16 bucks a month, 20%, you know, if you do monthly, it's 20 bucks a month for the one called Streamer. I think this is the one that I've got.
And you think you're paying like 97 a year?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. And that was probably a grandfather deal because when I got it, they first came out and they said they were going to lock in the pricing. So pretty sure.
Maybe if we opt in, they'll send a Black Friday.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll send a Black Friday. Good, smart thinking, Jim. Yeah.
You know what they might do too? You might look on Facebook, you know, start just trolling through Facebook and see if they hit you with an ad. Because a lot of times what they'll do, that's their Hail Mary. They'll send their ad campaign, they'll retarget you. If that doesn't work, they'll throw the Hail Mary, which is what they did with that animated video maker. You know, they're charging, I think, 69 bucks a month for that. And the best deal that they got in their campaign was like 49 a month. And then after the campaign ran and died, they threw the Hail Mary out on Facebook. I saw it was like 69 bucks lifetime. And I'm like, okay, I'll do that. I think I shared that with you guys, the Doodle software called Doodly.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in Doodly, go to their site, opt in, go through their marketing, and then just be patient and go on to Facebook and see if they throw the Hail Mary to you.
I think that's what it was with Guru. That if you didn't, when we did Guru, you just went to their site and then it would pop up it was like the next day with Guru, like, and they have the bots to tell you you're on their site.
Yeah.
That's why I was wondering if I visited this site, I'm wondering if I'll get an ad tomorrow or something.
You might. Like I said, it's been so long since I actually, you know, bought that and went through the process. But yeah, I would say definitely once you get in somebody's marketing campaign, they're going to offer you discounts. You know, if you don't buy, they're going to keep trying and they'll go to desperate measures sometimes, you know. Sometimes they'll wind up looking foolish. It's just like dating. If it doesn't work, you keep trying, and
Yeah.
And eventually you look foolish. All right, let's see here. I've got some other stuff.
Can I ask a quick question?
Sure.
I know I've asked this before, but how do you change a client's credit card info in Kartra?
Okay, in Kartra, you basically have to go to their record. So if you pull them up and you go to you have to go to the tab for communications.
Yeah.
And then you pull up their record, you can do a search for them.
Yeah.
And then once you've got their record, their client record up in front of you,
like their profile.
Yeah, their profile.
Yeah,
There's a tab, I think it's the third from the right, called transactions. And
yeah,
you click on the transactions, you take the most recent active transaction. It can't be like a declined transaction. It has to be an actual transaction where
You
money
can leave it.
passed.
yeah.
You click on that and it opens up another box, which is kind of weird that you have to keep clicking, but you click on the next one and then that will take you into the actual transaction. And that's where you can change the credit card. You can change the rebill date if it's a recurring. You can change, there's a lot of stuff you can change. You can even change the price. Like if they're on a recurring membership and they want to upgrade or downgrade, you can do it right there without having to send them back through and make them do another credit card transaction. So you can upgrade or downgrade the pricing. When you do that, everything you do in there, you have to save except for changing the date, like the date of the next transaction. The calendar will automatically lock that in. But if you change the price, or there's something else you can change in there too. Or if you cancel, or you want to do a partial refund or a full refund, it gives you full access to, to managing the whole credit card transaction. But any of those, you have to do the save function to actually make it happen. And if you change the price, you have to click the little button agreeing to the fact that you are aware this is going to change the price on their future transactions. So.
Okay, so I clicked on communications and then leads. I searched for my client. I brought up her profile. I clicked on transactions, and then I clicked on and it looks like the subscription ID. Is that what I click on?
Yeah, it's the hot link on the left.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if it's gone to cancellation, can I go back to the last?
Yes, you can go back. You
failed
have to have the
transaction?
last active transaction.
Okay, gotcha.
Like the cancellation one won't link to any payment data.
Right.
But a live transaction will link you to the payment data. And that's where you can change. You can, there's billing actions, there's next payment date. You can also pause payments too in there. If you want to pause them, like let's say they're going to go on vacation for 2 months and they're not going to use your service for 2 months, instead of canceling them, you can just pause the campaign.
Okay. Do you mind if I share my screen real quick? Because I'm
Sure.
not finding.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. So here's the transactions.
Okay, so go down to the first blue one on the left. That's a rebill.
Okay.
And click there.
On order ID or subscription ID?
I think the order ID.
Okay.
Okay. So it says, I guess since that's canceled, it's not giving you the same information.
Okay, so we'll have to start over.
Yeah, it looks like you'll just need to send them a new payment link.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
you can try going back and seeing if another one might have it, but that's right. I forgot about that. If they actually cancel it,
Yeah.
I guess that's to prevent you from overriding their decision.
Okay. And then interesting. Okay. I will play with this, but
Okay.
yeah, so it's the order at the last. If it doesn't go to cancellation, then I can go back to the last rebill.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
If it just fails, you can still go in and adjust it. But if it actually cancels, I forgot about that. Yeah, you cannot undo a cancellation.
Okay. Thank you.
Some billing software you can, but most of them you can't. And that's to protect the integrity of the client, I suppose. Okay.
Thank you, John.
I'm looking up some, I'm trying to find a really cool video that I did, or that I made rather, with one of these programs. And you know how it is when you're looking for something, you can never find it. Yeah, I got so many files on this computer, it's ridiculous. Okay. That's not the one I was looking for. Okay, this one's really cool. And let's see here. There it is. Share the screen. All right, you guys can probably see this. This is a really cool one that I made for the ACT program to promote the first live event. And I used the intro. This video here was again off of a template, and it allowed you to plug your graphics into the template to make it look like a customized video. And I just used this as an intro. And then I basically stitched in another video onto the end of it where I was speaking at Craig Deswalt's event. So you can do that. You can plug in all kinds of different events here, but this is a really, really cool intro, at least I thought. See if I can figure out how to get it to play. There we go. Then here I just faded the whole thing out and went into the live deal.
Please give a rock star welcome to Mr. John Limbacher.
All right. So did you notice when it was coming up, all the banners and stuff over here and on the walls? That's all just graphics that plug in. Like there's the ACT Live, the banners that I have, all this stuff just plugs in. And I realized here, this one was mirrored. I should have put it where you could actually read it. It was a mirrored image.
It's really cool.
But yeah, using those templates is pretty awesome. I don't know what it would have cost to have somebody actually do that from scratch, but it would not have been cheap. And I think that template was probably like $50. So cool stuff. So if you guys want to make, spectacular looking videos like that, there's a ton of templates by these, these video template places. All right. Anybody got anything specific you want to get into this week? Or should we swing to Black Friday? Kick those ideas around. All right, let's focus in on Black Friday. First thing I want you guys to know is it's okay if you're not ready to sell yet. It's still an opportunity. It's an opportunity for you to give something away, create some goodwill, and build your list. Because the list is what it's all about. The Black Friday special is you can tell people, hey, this list is going to be, it's a precursor to what's coming. And because you got on for the Black Friday thing, you're going to get a special deal when it releases. So there's all kinds of ways to package stuff. The other thing that you can do, which is kind of diabolical, I love it for that reason, is you can put up a landing page and you can promote this as, this is like a super deal and it's only available for the first 50 people or 100 people or whatever it is. So let's say you did 100 people. So this deal is only available for the first 100 people. And when you send it out, like let's say you're going to email it out to your list and you're trying to do this sale for this thing, what you can do is takeaways are really, really powerful. So I've seen some of the big marketers do this and it's worked on me. I know it's worked on a bunch of people, but you send out the list, you say, hey, I'm sending this to my whole audience. This is going out to 10,000 people. There's only 100 of these things available. So you want to move quick. And what you're doing is you're showing them that when you say something, they need to act. Because when they go to the landing page, it's already sold out. So it's sold out from day one. And all of a sudden they get there and they're like, damn it, I wanted that. And they don't even know what the hell it was yet. But they get that fear they missed out. And then what you can do right below is you can have them opt in to get on the waiting list. You can give them all kinds of reasons why they're going to want to be on the mailing or on the waiting list. And this is one of the most classic ones I've seen Kern do many times. He'll say, occasionally people will double buy. I'll have to refund them. And there might be one or two that comes available. So if you want to get on the list, and I swear to God, it works. It's crazy. It's a diabolical scheme. But what you're trying to do here, you're building a mousetrap, right? So you got to figure out what cheese works for the particular mouse you're hunting. And that one apparently works really well because I have seen quite a few of the marketers do that. And I know, like I said, it's worked on me. I know a lot of people that have said the same thing. They're like, damn it, I missed it, but I got on the waiting list and I was just laughing. I'm like, oh yeah, you didn't miss it. It's coming. So that I've actually seen them do this in live events as well. Like there was one live event where they were selling something, and if you were the first one to buy it, you got a certificate that would give you access to a full week of in-room training. And they said they only had like 50 of these certificates. And I was sitting there, and you guys, anybody that's ever seen me at a live event, you know I sit in the back corner so I can watch the whole room and I see what's going on. I learn a lot from that position. So I'm sitting there, I'm watching this whole thing go down. I'm watching the guys in the back. They've got these cartons of these certificates, and there's 3 rows so people can line up. There's basically 3 people taking in their order forms and handing these certificates out. And it got kind of crazy. I was trying to keep track of how many certificates actually got passed over the counter. And I lost track, but I counted over 75, and there was supposed to only be 50 available. Like 50 in the room, but I saw 75. I counted 75 that went over the counter. And I didn't see any end in sight. It looked like they had a box of 500 of them back there. So it's just funny, the marketing ploys and the things that actually drive people. You know, there's these buying triggers that drive our emotions, you know. And if you've decided that you want something, the worst thing is to find out you can't have it, right? So that's an emotion. That's an emotional trigger. And, you know, they've actually, I don't know about you guys, but I didn't see this till probably the last 5 years or so, the whole FOMO thing, the fear of missing out, and acronyming it with FOMO. I'm sure it's been around forever. Maybe I just didn't see it, but that's a huge thing now because the marketers have picked it up, you know. So everybody, they're even using a FOMO and what's the other one? A BOGO. Have you guys heard of BOGO? The buy one, get one? I hadn't heard of that until just recently. I see these Del Taco coupons. I'm like, what the hell is a BOGO burrito? Didn't sound very good. But then, and maybe it's just I hadn't seen it, didn't know what it was, so I wasn't paying attention. I'm not sure, it hasn't been around for, a lot longer, but that's
Yeah, my mom used them back in the 1970s, dude.
the BOGO.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
she
awesome.
had 4 boys. She used them in the 70s.
So I don't know where I've been, but when you finally see something, then you see it everywhere. That reticular activation, they call it. But pretty funny. I'm sure the FOMO is the same thing. It's probably been around for a long time. But I heard it.
We used that FOMO when we were doing when I was doing the Blab in 2015.
Yeah.
And we played the game with the Blab check mark. All right, get the check mark to be Blab official. I added 200 some odd people to my email list from doing that, from Blab. Yeah, and then they weren't coming. They stopped coming to figure out me, and they started going after the owner of the company. Hey, how do I get this? And I kept telling the owner of the company, just send them to me. I'll tell them how. All right, and he's like, no, you're interrupting my business. Stop. I'm like, I'm not hurting them. I'm telling them go in and put this green emoji next to your name. But I had to opt in to find that out.
That's too funny. But yeah, it comes down to anything that works in the real world. I've said this many, many times. Look for stuff that works in the real world and then digitize it. I mean, the world is about to digitize money, right? That should tell you anything that works in the real world, you can digitize. They're digitizing real estate. That's what this whole crypto thing, Web3, is all about. It's about moving the whole real world into the online space. I'm telling you.
You can tell how scared the banks and everybody are, because when that company folded this last week, boy, did all the news really jump on it, trying to scare the shit out of people away from crypto. Real clear thing to try and get people to run away from crypto, and it's like trying to run away from gravity, I think.
Yeah, well, that's absolutely true. And the reason for that is they're trying to get you looking the other way so they can go in and scoop it up while it's down low.
Yeah.
That's the way the financial institutions work. They don't want us to be involved in any kind of making money.
They only want you involved if they're making money off of you doing it.
Yeah, exactly. So they make the money first, and then they bring in the opportunity to you. So like Tim said, they can make money off of you after they've already made the lion's share. That's just kind of the way it works. But I saw another cool thing here. This came out today, or actually a couple days ago. I haven't even looked at what it was. Well, it's a research survey, and they sent a big envelope. I got this big 8.5 by 11 envelope, and it had all this stuff in it. Let's see if I can get it to
Kind of blurring out, John.
What's that?
It's blurring.
Yeah, but anyway,
The background blur tool is blurring it out.
it's got $1 attached to it.
$1 letter? I haven't seen $1 letter since the 70s.
Yes, I got an actual $1 letter. And I'm like, wow. And like you, Richard, I haven't seen that in a long time. But again, this is something that works in the real world. And the last time I actually did a $1 thing at a live conference. I had people come in for a conference where I was going to show them how to make their first $1 online. And this is a long time ago. This is well over 10 years ago. But I think I had about 100 people, and I guaranteed them that if they showed up, that I would show them how to make money online. and that they would make money. I guaranteed them that they would make their first dollar. So what I did was under everybody's chair, I taped a dollar bill. So they all came in, they all sat down. I did my thing. I showed them, what they had to do. And then the final thing was I said, now the thing that is going to make you make this money is action. You have to actually do something. Money doesn't fall from the skies. But here was my guarantee. I guaranteed that you would make money if you came here. So here's what I want you to do. I want you all to stand up. Standing up is taking an action. And then I want you to turn your seat over, peel the dollar bill off. You have now just made your first dollar. And the moral of the story is all you have to do is get off your ass to do it.
Exactly.
And it was so cool. Everybody just absolutely loved that. I had a very high conversion ratio because I was selling a program on the other end of it. But it was like, I guaranteed them something that they didn't believe on the way in. I proved it. It's proof benefit, claim proof benefit. I made the claim they were going to make their first dollar if they came to the event.
So by any way did you use the thing? Well, if you bring this dollar to the back of the room, that can be your down payment for the program.
I didn't. I was not that sophisticated at the time. That's a great idea, though.
All right, and I will help you turn that $1, all right, into millions, all right, if you join the program in the back of the room, all right, and you can get started today for $1 down and $99 a month, but you have to bring that $1 to the back of the room.
That is a great idea, but I would never want to take their dollar away from them.
Oh.
I would never. I wouldn't. I love the idea of that, but like you could do that online. You could somehow repackage that online and give them some sort of a certificate number. If they bring this, then they get the thing, which proves they were there in the room.
Mm-hmm.
You could definitely do that. Or what you could do? Bring your dollar to the back of the room and get your photo taken with me. That's the way you do it. Because that way you're not taking.
Wait a minute. All right. And those who go home and post it on their social media, all right, I got another gift for you, all right, but and you send them to a page, they've got to opt in to get the gift.
There you go.
I'm full of them this week.
Someone's running away with that dollar thing.
Yeah, there's
I'm taking this dollar for a ride, John.
There's a lot you could do with $1, right?
Apparently.
A lot of value out of that buck. But yeah, it's cool stuff. And Mariette, I am glad to see you on here. I haven't seen you in a long time.
Yeah.
I know, I just cannot. I've got it now in my reminders because every week I'm like, darn it, I missed it. And I can't say it's because I'm in Texas because Tim, but it's just like every week I'm busy with something. And so now I'm going to be more regular.
Well, you guys in Texas, it's just after lunch instead of before lunch for you.
Yes, I know. No excuse. No, I always learn a lot, but I was gonna, were you gonna ask something or say something or more?
Yeah, I was actually gonna ask you if you're still doing t-shirts.
Absolutely.
All right, because I've got the Alignable group going now.
Oh.
We actually did it wasn't really a launch, but it was the opening. So everything is live. It has not been promoted yet.
Okay.
But it's all live. My group page is up so people could actually go there and order as soon as they know about it. And I think I told you guys last week, I wound up changing the name of the group because after talking to people in Alignable, and again, this is back to the avatar training, I found out that what their main concern was, what they want, their desired outcome, wasn't all the fancy stuff I thought it was. It was much more simple. All they want, they're at the level like all they want, and they have this thing of they They can't get it. And that is creating a belief that they can't have it, is how to get new customers. That's all they want. They just want to get customers. So that told me that my initial packaging was wrong and it wasn't going to work. So naturally, I don't want to roll something out that's not going to work. So I readjusted, and instead of calling the group name Traffic and Conversion, which if I was going out to a sophisticated marketing group or people that had that bug already, that's what they needed, that would have worked really well. But these people, traffic to them was like getting on the freeway, and that's a bad thing. And I'm like, holy shit. Talk about needing to know your audience and be able to speak their language. I knew right away that was a very bad idea. So I was thinking about it. And whenever you create a group or a community, if you guys are looking at creating a membership, what you want to do is you want to create it in a way that the members will identify themselves as a member of that group. Like they want to be part of something. So if I called it Traffic and Conversion, they couldn't say, well, I'm a Traffic and Conversion. But like, look at the group I have now. It's Internet Dominators. You can say, I'm a dominator. That's like an egoic label. It's, it's like if you called your group the Eagles, hey, I'm an Eagle, something that they want to be. They don't want to be, hey, I'm a Traffic and Conversion. Well, like, you're a nut job is what you are. You refer to yourself as something like that. You're a nut job. So I thought, what better than just call it Internet Dominators? Let's just call it what it is. It's an extension of the Internet Dominator group. It's just a way to grow that group. And then under the tagline, it's secrets to getting new customers. And obviously, you know what the secrets are, right? The secrets are ACT. And I related that. I almost turned that into a big idea of the secrets that the ad agencies have been using successfully for over 100 years. And I created copy around it. I created a 12-minute video that introduces myself to the Alignable members. And I don't know if you guys are interested in that. It's 12 minutes. I can send it out if you don't want to see it here. But it was a script that I wrote right off the cuff, and I stole pieces from different marketers. And I think one of the pieces that I really like the best was one I stole from Lisa Sasevich. I don't particularly care for her and her tactics much, but I love the way she positioned this. One way that she sold one of her programs was basically telling you to stop being the best kept secret in your industry. So I used that. At the end, after I kind of walked them through what they were going to get out of the ACT program and telling them, this is the way that the ad agencies get new customers for their clients. And it's, if it's good enough for them, it's probably good enough for you, right? So I said, so if you are, I did an if then. I said, so if you are tired of being the best kept secret in your industry, maybe it's time to use the best kept secret of the ad agency to set you free. And I thought that was a pretty good tie-in. So don't be afraid to like take pieces of other people's stuff and wrap it around your stuff, whatever you're doing. It's like there's nothing new out there. Coming up with new ideas, somebody's already done it before. So just get comfortable with it. You're probably never going to come up with a new idea. Somebody's already done it. So what you've got is you have a massive library of resources to pull from. Look at it that way. Pull from that massive library of resources at your fingertips to create something that's going to work for your mousetrap. So
John, is that a group that you form just to market for the Alignable members, or what? Or are you something special with Alignable?
No, it's actually something special in Alignable. They've opened up a pilot program, and they've always had groups in Alignable. You could go in and you could form a group in Alignable, just like on Facebook. But the thing that's new about this pilot program is it's expert groups that are paid membership. So people have to actually pay to be part of this group on Alignable. And the people that are putting them on, they get an expert status in Alignable that says, hey, this is the expert, we're endorsing them for this group on this topic, and this is a paid group. So it's a rev share split. The people paid on an Alignable to be part of the group. The group owner runs the show, runs the group and all that, and gets a revenue share of the income generated. So it's
Okay, John, I thought Alignable, you were talking about dentists and that Alignable. What is
Alignable is a social media platform for business owners. It's similar to LinkedIn, but LinkedIn is like for people, not necessarily businesses. LinkedIn is more for people. Alignable is for businesses. So you basically register your business in Alignable for free, and then you can reach out to so many people and you can refer. It's like a massive business referral network. So if there's people that you want to connect with that you can give referrals back and forth, that's really the backbone of what it is. It currently has about 7 million members. So I have the potential for reaching and bringing the ACT program and the secrets to getting more customers out to 7 million business owners. So it's a great way for my laziness to play in on leverage to promote a product that I've created, right? Hopefully you guys see this. You see the way I go through life looking for opportunities to make things easy on me. You know, how much effort and time and money would it take for me to expose myself to 7 million business owners? It's uncountable. It would just ruin my soul is what it would do. But here, and this is really what I've been talking about. I look for people that have my audience to promote me, that can make money off me. I make myself available for them to use me to make money for their own purposes. And in the process, it makes my life simple. It brings me more and more income for less and less effort. So if you can position yourself for that, and I talk about that a lot, the freedom business. It's a freedom business. It's a freedom business model. It's like the book, The 4-Hour Work Week. You know, I'm not looking for a 4-hour work week. I'm looking for, a 4-hour work month, if possible. And that's kind of what I've got here. You know, I do the hour call once a week. That's a 4-hour work month. Obviously, there's a little bit more to it than that, but you get the idea. I'm looking for maximum value for a minimal amount of effort. Not to say that, I don't give everything. When I'm doing my thing, there's nothing I'll hold back. So I give a maximum effort there, but in a minimal amount of time, because that creates freedom of time and money. So, I talk about this a lot. You can't have true freedom if you don't have both the time and the money. So you've got to have the way to generate the income. But if you spend all of your time generating the income and you've got no time, that's not freedom. You have to have both. I've spent a lot of brain power during every waking hour, and probably while I'm sleeping, thinking and cooking up ideas of how am I going to make more money and not work or work a minimum amount of time to get a maximum amount of income. A lot of my brain power goes into that. So there's very little left on the outside edges of that. Whatever's left goes into implementing whatever my brain cooks up to do that. And in a lot of cases, I refer to this as setting up dominoes. I'm setting up dominoes to fall in the future by seeding ideas. Like, I know the process. I know I need to find people that are willing to promote me. I can't be too aggressive about it. I don't want to seem desperate about it. I do not want to be in that position. Don't ever want to be seen in that position. Don't ever want to portray myself as being in that position. So I'll just drop hints, and I'm planting seeds. Like, whenever I talk about doing a webinar and making a bunch of money for somebody, you notice I always position more of how much I paid them than how much I made myself, right? I'm dropping the seed for you to want to be that person. I want to be the guy he pays, right? So it puts your mind working on the fact that, how do I position myself so he'll pay me? So you might not have a list today, but you might have a list 5 years from now. And that's going to be the opportunity when we're going to get back together. You promote me and I pay you. Just like what you wanted today, it might not happen for 5 years. And, you know, I'm not talking to anyone in specific here. I'm just talking in generalities of planting seeds that can grow into trees 5 years from now. And then you can sit under them and enjoy the shade, right? If you're anxious and not patient, you have to go out and buy the tree that will give you the shade today. And I would prefer to just plant 1,000 seeds rather than going out and buy one tree, right? Knowing the sun is going to move in an hour and I'm going to be back in the sun. So if you plant a whole forest, you can remain in the shade all day long. And that's what I refer to those as dominoes. And a lot of times when one domino falls, a lot of them start falling in order. And I'm seeing that now again. I've been really coasting for a long time here, which is fine. I love to coast. I basically engineer my life to coast because I love to coast. I love to, you know, play on the boat and spend time doing the stuff that I want to do. But all the time that I'm doing that, I'm planting seeds. I'm still planting the seeds, even though maybe I haven't done a webinar in 3 months. I'm still planting the seeds of the ones that I did do for those to grow into trees in the future. And they almost always do. Almost always. So when you're engineering your business, you know, keep that in mind. It's not a short-term game. A business, you know, typically is not a get-rich-quick thing. It's going to be your life. You know, unless you want to go back and get a job, it's going to be your life. Right? And it's all Richard there. I'm like, yeah, that would be me. I don't even know.
No profanity on this call, John. You never use that. It's a 3-letter word.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's funny that you're talking about this, all right, because I just threw out a funny idea there, and Jim and I have a chat in here, and I just told Jim, I said, one of the reasons I love this is because I'm you know me, John, you've seen me do this in Marriott, have seen me do it at Craig. I'm Mr. Creative. I have been in a funk for like 2 months that I just can't, and I hate it, right? So it's like, that's why I come to this call, right, is to hear you, all right? All this, all right. Well, now I sit here and hear you go, well, you know, I've been in this, you know, slow and easy thing. I'm like, okay, I don't feel so bad.
No,
All right. Luckily, like you, I have things set up. But now I'm like, well, I need to set up more because you know, maybe my list is too small for John to do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's the whole thing is just setting those dominoes up. How many dominoes do you need is basically answered by how big a life do you want to have?
I'll tell you how many dominoes I need the day after I die. I'll tell you about how many I needed. I'm gonna keep sending them up in the meantime.
Yeah, it's like, how many dominoes does it take for a bigger boat? Or a bigger house, or whatever it is that you want? Maybe you want a maid service, whatever. It's just a number of dominoes that need to be set up to make it happen. I mean, I personally know there's all kinds of shit that I'm going to want when the time comes that I'm not even thinking of now. So I'm just setting up dominoes with blank faces on them because I don't even know where that money's going to go. But I know I'm going to need it and I'm going to want it, right?
Well, it's exactly why. All right, so I doubled down on my real estate investments this year.
Yeah.
Very easily could have taken all that money and built this new house out nice and comfy, but I didn't.
Yeah.
I put that money and now like I walk around my house. My daughter arrived last night. I'm like, yeah, but I hate this. Yeah, but I hate this. Yeah, but I hate this. But rather than spend the money now, I put the money into money making things. And that's, I'm always here to learn that, Jim, it's one of the reasons why I'm here, to learn this and keep the mind chewing all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the business is one thing, but there's a whole nother topic around money in itself.
Mhm.
And I know I probably, I don't know what to call it. I don't know if I was lucky or what have you, but I started the money conversation with my dad very early. And I don't think a lot of people have that experience. Most people get into, their 20s and 30s and maybe even 40s before money becomes like a thing that they need to focus on. They need to worry about. They need to understand.
There was other things I was focused on in my 20s. I'm sure none of the other guys in here relate. Yeah.
Yeah, but money just makes that a bigger experience. All right, come on, you've heard it. The bigger the bill, the bigger the thrill, right?
Yeah. Anyway.
I was taught that lesson. I don't know, I was probably 7 or 8 years old, maybe younger, when my dad brought me a model airplane to build, and we built this model airplane together. And I thought it was like the coolest experience ever. And as soon as we were done, like, I was hooked. I wanted another one. And I asked him, I said, hey, can we get another one? And he told me, yes. He goes, you can have all you want, but these cost money, and you just have to figure out where the money is going to come from. And I was like, holy shit. He bought me the one. He's not buying me anymore, but he just told me I can have all I want.
Mhm.
Like, even then, as that age of a kid, I had an appetite. I wasn't hungry. There's a difference. And if you're ever searching for a salesperson, never hire a hungry salesperson. Hire one with an appetite. Because if you hire a hungry one, they'll eat, they'll get full, and they'll get complacent. You want one with an appetite that's insatiable. They're going to sell your stuff to the grave. That was something I learned the hard way. But what I realized about myself was I had an appetite for everything in life. And I realized everything in life costs money. So I needed to figure out how I was going to do that. And, there's so many things that my dad taught me from a very young age. And I wish he was around today that I could ask him if he knew what he was doing, because he absolutely engineered me. He was an engineer, and he absolutely engineered me into who I am and how I operate. And I wish I could ask him if he knew what he was doing, or if he was just doing it. I think he knew what he was doing.
John, you can rest assured, if he was an engineer, engineers don't go to the bathroom without a plan. So you were engineered.
Yeah, that's my feeling of it. I just wish I could get a confession, if you will. It was too late by the time I came to the realization that I needed one, but I'm pretty sure I've got it anyway. But you know, the whole thing about money, a lot of times, like my brother was great in business because he could sell anything to anybody, but he was not good with money. For some reason, he didn't get the same conversations I did around money that I got from my dad. And with him, he could make a ton of money in a very short time, but he couldn't keep it. It didn't matter how big a pile of money that he had, it was all gone by dawn, and we didn't know where it went. And he didn't use drugs, so it did not go to drugs. I can't say that he didn't like women, so a lot of it went that direction, but and seriously, it didn't matter how much money it was, just poof, it's gone. And, you know, a lot of people, like, you know, to Tim's point, he didn't spend the money. He had it available. He could have. My brother would have blown that money, you know, before the sun came up. But Tim put the money to work. And that was one of the things that I learned from my dad is when you work for money, you're trading part of you for that money. And you have two choices. You can either do that, or the money that you make, you worked for it once, now it'll work for you forever. And that's exactly what Tim was talking about. He took the money that he made and he put it to work, so now it's paying him. And now he can buy all the stuff he wants without working for it. So I don't know if you guys get the power of that, but that's what retirement is. You put
Yeah, but I
enough
don't have the
money-
appetite, John. I was hungry. That's the problem. I want the appetite. I'm hungry. I was hungry. So like I was full and then I stopped working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a perfect example. I have an appetite. I will never get full. I will always want more. So I just need to set up more dominoes. It's kind of a battle with me, my sense of my built-in laziness to how much I'll do for how much I want. But the whole conversation about money, if you guys don't know about money, it might be something to just spend a little time thinking about. You know, business is one thing. Business is great. Business is about, you know, moving merchandise or whatever that is for you. It might be services. You know, it doesn't have to be physical things. It might be intellectual property, you know, whatever it is, but it's something that you possess in your inventory that you're trading for dollars. And that's how money is made. Money is made in an exchange of service for dollars or product for dollars, no matter how you slice it. That's where money's made. That's not where wealth is built. That's not where, you know, money is put to work for you. That's a whole different thing. So the ones that are wise, and like I said, retirement is the same thing. You work your whole life basically to put enough money away so you don't run out of money by the end of your life. To me, that's a sad state of affairs, because you're basically building a pile of money to eliminate the pile. And they say if you do it right, you'll have enough at the end when it's you know, you're going into the grave with $1, right? I think that's personally a sad state of affairs. I don't like that idea at all. There's a lot of financial advisors that, you know, that's what they're trying to push, is that agenda of, okay, you know, if you want to live this way, and for me, they're teaching you how to live in a box. They're basically, it's the same thing as a job. You're going to get X amount of dollars. With X amount of dollars, you can live this life. And you're not going to go outside it. You know, if you see something cool, you're going to have to put the blinders on because you can't afford it. That is no way to go through life, in my opinion. I have a way bigger appetite than that. I'm going to want anything I see that is cool to me. So there's no way I could live in that kind of a box. And it's the same thing with retirement. I don't want to be put in a box to you know, have to build this pile of money. I'm not about building a pile of money. I'm about building a pile of assets that's going to pay me forever. You know, and that's what Tim was talking about, you know, put money into real estate, rental properties, things that will pay you forever. You know, those are businesses in themselves. You know, so you might make money in one business to move it into another one. But the idea is at some point you will have enough money making money that you don't have to. And in a lot of cases in a business, you can invest in employees. You know, if you have enough money coming in, you can take that money that's coming in, invest in another employee to make you even more money. And now it's not you making the money, it's your money making you the money. Right? There's a ton of different ways to look at this.
You
But
are
I-
so wise, John. You
But
have so much wisdom, honestly.
yeah, but ideally that money is going to work longer than you will. And if you do it right, that money will outlast you. It'll outlast your kids. It'll outlast their kids. If you teach them what it's about. Usually when a kid gets an inheritance, it's a party. And before you know it, the money's gone. And whoever put that money in place for them wasted their time. Because what happens, like, look at the lotto, look at lottery. Most people that win a lottery are broke in 5 years. They had 2 years, Richard says. They didn't know what to do with the money. They didn't know how to act. They didn't know originally how to get that money. It was just dropped in their lap. Now they don't know how to keep it. And the sad part about that, like, and this goes to an inheritance as well. If you give someone money from an inheritance, and I've seen this many, many times with friends, relatives, even my own nieces and nephews, they get money given to them. They don't know what to do with it. And what happens is, for a short time, they get to live a higher lifestyle. And then all of a sudden it ends. And they're in a worse spot now because of it. And that, you know, that can lead to suicide. That can lead to a lot of bad roads. When something is taken away from somebody and they didn't know how to get it in the first place, that gives them no chance of ever getting it back. That's a very dark place to put a child. I don't like that whole idea. If you're going to leave money to your kids, you better teach them what to do with it. You better teach them how hard you worked your ass off to get that for them and what you expect out of them. You know, and again, you know, this probably, I don't know if this is even the right content for this call, but it's just the way I feel about it. You know, like I've set up, I'll just share this with you guys. I don't have kids of my own, but I have a bunch of nieces and nephews, and I've set up a living trust that will outlast me and Barb. So this thing, it's a money generating machine. It's a bunch of assets that generate the money that we live on, that we live our life on, and it will get passed to them. But the deal is, they will get the money dispensed out to them on a monthly basis based on their income. I'm not funding couch potatoes.
Talk about diabolical, John.
Yes.
Wow.
Might be part of my middle name.
So the more that they earn, the more they get, as opposed to, oh, I need money, I don't have money.
Correct. They will not be
Oh.
given money for any reason. They will be earning money based on what they're earning. So whatever, whatever monthly to be dispersed will be dispersed amongst them based on their income.
Wow.
So they will not get given to them more than they make. I want to enhance them. I want
So
to,
smart.
oh, yeah, I want to incentivize them for being good human beings. I don't want to give them gifts that hurt them. So it's a very elaborate sort of trust. It goes way deeper than that, but that's the broad stroke of it. There's a lot of things that will get them cut out, and they police it. Like, for instance, if one of them goes on drugs, there'll be random drug testing, and that will be spurred by the others putting it in the ear of the executor.
Hmm.
The executor will call for the drug tests at his discretion. So if one of them gets cut out, that means there's a bigger share for the rest of them. So they're going to self-police it. There's enough of them to do that effectively. And if they do that, there will be a certain amount of money put out to put them through a program to get them right, but they're never coming back. They're out of the monthly dispersion. There would be another pot allotted for medical issues. Like if they need medical help, that will be there for them. They won't have to earn that. But yeah, just cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So John, at Craig's 2-day mastermind this week, I kind of shared ideas of what I'm working on with stuff I'm working on, and how I love working with Kartra and working with doing like optimized press funnels and stuff like that. And Ken Wald, right? You've met Ken, right?
Yeah, he's probably trying to push in to go high level.
Yeah, he came over, man. We got to talk about your business model, man. You need to go high level. I'm like, nope, not happening.
Yeah, I like people that push stuff because it's good for you, not good for them.
Well, I see his value in the fact that he's dealt with this, all right, and where his business model is. My business model that I'm looking to do with this stuff is like, I want to muss around and help people with their Kartra and do these sales pages because I love doing it. Not because I want this super stuff. No, this freaking stuff intrigues me to go figure it out and set it up for people. That's it. I make a couple $100 or a couple $1,000 doing it. Great. That's money in my pocket.
Yeah.
And it's just because I'm doing it because I love to do it. Now, when I'm done loving to do it, I won't be set up in a way, well, I've got to keep going because I got to keep paying for this tool that I got. No, I'm doing what I love.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when I'm done, I'll just, okay, I don't do that anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't really honestly know much about the go high level as far as its capabilities.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of anything yet that Kartra doesn't do. But the thing I don't like about it is I don't like the unlimited version type of thing. That's
what I don't like is I've watched, and I've been around, you and Craig 10, 15 years, right? And I've just watched people like Craig, who like every time something new comes on, he jumps on board and he gets everybody to come over there, all right? And, he makes money on it. I get it, right? He makes money on it. But I've always been like, I didn't jump on ClickFunnels. I tried ClickFunnels, but I went, screw this. This ain't worth my time. Bye. I'll stick with, what was I using? I was using one shopping cart still.
Yeah.
And to me, I could do one shopping cart and hook it up with my optimized press on my own WordPress site. And it did.
Yeah.
And I was able to set it up 10 times faster.
Yeah, did the job for you.
Yeah. Now, Kartra, on the other hand, it simplified that process. That's why I dumped one shopping cart and I went to Kartra. Well, I'm not moving all my leads over again. Not.
Yeah.
Kartra works best.
Yeah.
And actually, someone actually messaged me on Facebook. Hey, can you help me set up my podcast like yours is set up? Like, yeah, as a matter of fact, I have a program for that.
You know what's a really good thing to do is, we're talking about affiliate stuff here, getting
Mhm.
paid forever, doing something one time and getting paid forever. What you could do is you could take what you've got set up inside of Kartra for your podcast thing, just for your whole business model, right?
Mhm.
You can turn it into a Kartra template.
Okay.
And then it gives you a template code that you can share with somebody that they can install that template in their Kartra account with one click. The whole thing, all the automations, all the emails, all the memberships, the whole enchilada.
Oh, wait a
Wow.
minute. I even see this better. How many people tell me, well, I don't have Kartra. Well, here's a link you can get Kartra.
Exactly. And do you know Brian Delaney?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Brian Delaney, I think if the numbers are still correct, he makes over $1 million a month from ClickFunnels because he did that. He set up templates. He said, hey, if you buy ClickFunnels through my link, I'm going to give you my templates.
Mhm.
And you could do the same thing with Kartra. You could say, if you buy Kartra through my link, I'm going to give you my templates. And you can also, Kartra has all Frank Kern's templates in there too,
Mhm.
which if you go through that section of their funnel, they talk about it. You could also say, hey, along with mine, I'm going to make sure that you get Frank's templates too.
Mhm.
So you can, I mean, you can create so much demand and desire for somebody to get that just through that angle. And as long as they're getting a template that they're going to be using in their business, guess what? They're never going to stop.
Mhm.
They're
Oh,
going
wait a
to.
minute. Are you using the calendar in Kartra yet or no?
I am not myself. I've got it all set up. I abandoned it when they had some issues with it early on. They've since fixed it.
So I'm still using Calendly because it works with my calendar.
Okay.
So I'm not
I'm
using their
using-
calendar. That's the only thing that it doesn't. That's the only side pieces.
I'm using Time Trade, and the only reason I went back to Time Trade was I had my original templates set up in there that I had used for years. And when I had the issue with the Kartra calendar, all I had to do is go back, reactivate my Time Trade, and I was right back in business.
Mhm.
Now, the Kartra calendar now works. It does what it's supposed to do. I could, if I want to spend like an hour, which I don't know that I do, it costs me $100, to have Time Trade do it, and it's doing it perfectly. So for me, an hour is worth a lot more than $100.
Mhm.
So, but if I wanted to, I would switch back. I'd spend the hour to, re-engage the Kartra calendars, and I'd just get rid of the Time Trade. But, Kartra, their affiliate program pays 40%.
Yeah.
So of $100 a month, that's $100 a month. A lot of people say, oh, that's expensive. To run a business with $100 overhead to run your business is not expensive. That's like a dream come true. So anybody that says that just isn't making any money. They don't really have a business yet.
Mhm.
And if you're in that state, then yeah, $100 a month is expensive. But if you're running a business, especially an online business of any kind, the automation that Kartra gives you will save you, probably $100 a day, and it's costing you $100 a month to do it. So it's a ridiculous value proposition. So you get somebody hooked up with that and you help them integrate that into their business, you're going to be getting $40 a month. So times 12, that's what, $480 a year?
Yeah.
They run it for a decade, that's $4,800. So look at the long-term play, lifetime value.
Yeah.
Let's say they're going to be in business for 10 years. That's like a $5,000 ticket every time you sign somebody up. Every time you give someone your template,
Mhm.
you're going to get it's a $5,000 investment over the next decade.
Mhm.
How many times you want to do that? Yeah.
In the beginning, I might be willing to go in and help them set it up in the beginning,
Sure, absolutely.
because in the long run, it pays me.
Absolutely. What you would probably want to do is get yourself an apprentice, teach them how to do it, put them in business doing that for you. And now you're still getting the $5,000 over the 10 years, and it's not taking any time off of your calendar.
Yeah, true.
So, you'll spend, and, I talk about my laziness a lot. I am not lazy in the beginning. When it's setting something up that's going to pay me forever, I'll work my ass off for that. I don't mind investing my time when I'm truly investing it. I don't want to waste it. Like for me, working for an hourly salary is waste of my time. But I'll spend a lot of time investing that time in building a system that's going to pay me forever. So don't confuse the fact that I'm lazy, that I won't work my ass off if it's worth it.
Yeah.
When you see those opportunities, you do that. You work very intensely for a short amount of time to get a lifetime benefit. That's what it's all about. So,
There was
Alright.
a place in Kartra where you could market you could be a Kartra professional. I don't remember where it was.
yeah, it's in the promotions tab.
Promotions tab.
It's basically where the templates are. If you go down the right side, oh, it's called campaigns.
Yeah,
not templates.
available campaigns.
Yeah, if you go in there, that's where the Kartra marketplace is.
But wasn't there a place where you could be a Kartra professional to set up Kartra for people and do stuff for people?
That's under the marketplace. Yeah.
Under the marketplace?
Mhm.
Where in the marketplace?
Let's see. Categories. No, maybe they took it out. I don't see it in here.
Oh, tab up
Oh.
above, experts for hire.
There you go.
And then there's a button, become an expert. I found it.
There you go. Yeah, I knew it was in there somewhere, or I had seen it in there somewhere. So cool.
I might do that just to see what work I can get, just to see what fun I can.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's a very specific Fiverr, basically, is what it is.
Mhm.
It's just like Fiverr. A lot of people sign up on Fiverr to get work, and they advertise a little piece they'll give you as a sample, but their real intent is to get hired as a VA or a full-time person for you, or a good chunk of a part-time.
I just thought about, I want to see what categories that I know and what ones have least amount of people into it.
So,
Are you available sometime tomorrow? Did you want to talk about the t-shirts? And then I also want to talk about things that I want Internet Dominators to do for my website.
okay. Probably next week. I'm going to be out fishing tomorrow.
So next week, okay. No, I wasn't sure if you're gone next week. Are you available?
Yeah.
We can email.
If you go onto my site, go onto the Internet Dominator
Yeah.
site and just schedule one of the 15-minute
Okay.
blocks, and there's available on the schedule Monday and Tuesday.
Okay, great. I'll do that. I was
So
gonna-
grab one of those spots and we'll get to it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, in that thing, John, all right, I just wanted to check is what experts are available. In opt-in forms and custom fields, there's only 2 people.
Yeah, there you go.
So it's like,
Wow.
but I don't know how much work they get. But then where's the other one? The membership portal setup, which I've learned to do that one. There's a full page of that.
Yeah. But outside of that, I mean, your real opportunity is to find people that could use Kartra,
Yeah.
and build the template for them and offer it to them, or even take one of the existing templates, clone it, put your own touch to it, and give them that.
Mhm.
and, you know, get them signed up, get one of your VAs to help them plug their business into it, and take that 40
Mhm.
bucks a month for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
As long as they have that business, you'll be getting that 40 bucks a month.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, that adds up. Like Brian Delaney, he's got literally thousands of people that he's getting that 40 bucks a month from off of ClickFunnels.
That's
So,
it. Just a
just-
1,000 people.
Just 1,000, just reach for that goal. That's $40,000 a month.
Mhm.
Yeah, then you could furnish your apartment there. Or furnish your house.
I could, I could build my new garage with / new studio. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, you could build it out of used guitars.
I hung my guitars today in the office. I wasn't going to, so they're out of things. It's like, yeah, I'm still gonna change this area back here. Everybody's like, what are you gonna do? Don't know yet. Studio not done, but my last studio took me 3 years, almost 3 years before I had it the way I wanted it. So, and then a year, and then I sort of put up for sale.
All right. Well, anything else for this week? Anything
This
else?
is a good
anybody-
call this week. This has been a really good call, you know?
Yeah, you know, they're never planned either. I got on here with nothing. It was just Black Friday.
I assume we're not gonna have a call next week.
Probably not. That's Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll probably be black on the Thanksgiving.
I was wondering, yeah, I don't remember, you know, I mean, I've been in so many years, I still forget what you do, but anyway.
Yeah,
But, so everybody should have their Black Friday sales be telling me today, huh?
pretty much. So we'll do one the following Friday and everybody can report back how they did on their Black Friday specials.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, I think I
Okay.
tried the holiday stuff a few times and nobody shows up. So just
Well,
Yeah.
even this call is a lot less people than normal this week.
yeah, and we're a week out. So
Mhm.
proof in the pudding.
Cool.
All right. Well, have a great Thanksgiving and wonderful
you.
week next week. I hear we're gonna have good weather out in California. I don't know about you guys in Texas, but
Now it's gonna be raining.
well, try
We
and
take
have
it over the heat. We take anything over the heat. Fine.
try
Hey,
and
but with
have
all
a-
this rain, Marriott, all right, you know, and all this cold weather, I'm getting all that extra wood that I pulled out of the house and, you know, stuff put into the fire pit and burn. So I don't have to pay a dumpster to take it off.
Yes. Oh,
All right. Well, have a great week, great Thanksgiving, and we will see you in December.
yeah, thank you so much, John, for all the insight.
All right. You got it.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.